ran around the campus searching for Adebisi. She looked everywhere, but her daughter was nowhere to be found. The school authority joined in the searching every inch of the school, yet no one could find Adebisi. Folake's worst nightmare had come true. Where was her daughter? She cried, carried her hand on her head, pacing back and forth, and she could not breathe. People were talking to her, but she could not even hear anyone. This could not be happening to her. She closed her eyes and prayed that the nightmare would be gone by the time she opened them. But when she opened her eyes, Adebisi was still missing. It was getting dark at this point, and the school principal suggested that everyone should go home and continue the search the next morning. That was when Folake lost her mind. She started screaming at the principal. How could you suggest such a thing? What if my daughter needs me? This is all your fault. My daughter is missing because of your negligence. You will pay. I will make you all pay if you don't find her soon. Folake spent that night at the school, circling the school compound and calling out to her daughter, hoping she would hear her. She checked under benches and looked behind buildings, hoping that her daughter was hidden there, playing hide and seek. By morning, she still had not found Adebisi. Her husband, who had been on a business trip, arrived at the school the next morning. He was just as heartbroken. Folake tried to explain what had happened to her husband, but her voice failed her. She tried to cry, but her tears had dried up from crying the whole night. Without knowing where her daughter was, she felt empty inside. She felt like a deflated balloon. Every minute spent without her daughter made her want to lie down and die. Reluctantly, she followed her husband home. The police were all over the campus now, looking for Adebisi. There was nothing Folake and her husband could do other than wait. Folake prayed that it was all just a nightmare, but it was no nightmare. One day turned into two, then a week, and still no sign of Adebisi. Folake and her husband called in every favor they had and used every resources at their disposal, but Adebisi was still nowhere to be found. She had simply vanished. There was no trace, no clue, nothing. It made no sense. How did a 12-year-old girl disappear without anyone seeing her? Everyone was puzzled. After a month of searching, the pain became unbearable for Folake.